Welcome everyone to Everyday Talk podcast. We are here honored to have with us Julie Coleman. Julie is an integrative health practitioner, candidate for a master's of integrative health, and she's also spent a lot of time learning about and also obtaining certifications in a variety of holistic modalities. She's also this year, 2026, starting a coaching business focusing on stress management and mind-body connection. Thanks for coming, Julie.
Thank you, Matthias. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So let's first try to get to know you a little bit more and how your journey has been with integrative health and stress management. Also, for our audience, they're not familiar with integrative health, what it is.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit more of that?
Yes, of course. So I'll start with what is kind of integrative health before. And it's a big definition. It basically is looking at how mind-body wellness is a thing, how our mind impacts our body and vice versa, as well as our spirit. So there's a lot of different things that go into that, but essentially that's what we're going to be talking about is how stress impacts your mental health impacts your physical health, that sort of vibe.
Okay, awesome.
And that can also look like a lot of different, when we say modalities, that's also a word that is used in that field a lot, but it just means like yoga is a modality or breath work is a modality. It's a way that you can go about practicing something.
Yeah, so it's like a tool or like something to help you with that integrative, right?
Yes.
When you say integrative, I think of like, okay, how can we integrate all these areas of life, right? Like spiritual, physical, the mental, emotional, into one that we can live healthier lives, right?
Yeah. And my mentor often talks about it as a wheel of imagining, whether it's just like mind, body, health, or you look at the different aspects of life of your finances and your friends and your social and your career, that it's this wheel. And so when any of those kind of like get out of balance, it puts extra stress on one area. And so what we want to do is use goals and live our lives in a way that we're kind of like bringing those things into more of a balance with your individual life. That's going to look different for everyone. But if one is like really, really low, or you're putting a ton of extra effort into one area, it kind of throws things out of balance that can have different ramifications. So bringing all things into balance as much as we can.
And that's so cool because you also need constant like reevaluation, right? To see how your state is and how you can kind of bring some things back to balance or focus on other areas depending on the area, like the phase of your life, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm sure we'll talk about this later, but there's phases of my own life where I've been in like survival mode, and those goals and like getting through the day looks very different than when I'm in thrive mode and able to have greater capacity and greater energy. So it's there's no like one size fits all for goal setting, and it adjusts and you should adjust it to the different seasons you are in your life.
So, okay, thanks for that introduction. I think it's really helpful for our audience and people who are not familiar, because also it's a great way of thinking about planning life and living life, right? Can you share a little bit more of how your experience has been throughout the years and what led you to explore this?
Really it started when I was in college. My like junior to senior year, I was the typical overachiever.
Okay.
I did too much. Looking back on it, I was doing 21 credit hours.
Oh, wow.
I was also doing a part-time job as an internship, 2 scholarships. I was like a president of my like church group, relationships, family dynamics, and just also college life where I was going to bed at 3 a.m. and going to school at 7. And I didn't realize it at the time, but all of those things just kind of like built up enough that my body started to fail. I lost like 45 pounds in 3 months. I didn't realize it, but there was just like so much stress that I wasn't really eating, and I also wasn't sleeping, just like a lot of things putting a heavy weight on my body.
Yeah.
And to the point that I like kind of started to go into liver failure, like extreme chronic stress that was just kind of like shutting my body down. So my journey was like, well, I got to figure something out. And it was this two-pronged approach of like, okay, I need to look at how to really like look at stress differently, look at life differently, so that emotionally I'm not stressed out by everything. But I also need to heal my body now, because there's been some like real stuff, it's real damage to different parts of it, like looking at healing my nervous system. And that's kind of the catalyst. And it took a long time to like piece that together of what are all of these different avenues of health and what does that look like? Because technically, like my blood tests were normal.
Okay.
And like a lot of normal tests you would take, I was technically okay, but I wasn't living optimally.
Yeah.
And I didn't have energy, and I didn't have a capacity to kind of like grow and do what I wanted to. So it took some time exploring what was out there. And, you know, this was 10, 15 years ago. And the idea of like functional medicine and integrative wellness was there, but it wasn't like forefront like it is today. So it was kind of a journey of like, okay, all of these different pieces, what does that look like? And how do that was kind of like the goal setting, is like, I want to heal. I want to get better.
Right.
And so that led me to looking into this mind-body connection. And it wasn't, I didn't look at it as stress management at the time, but it was like, oh, my body was under like a lot of chronic stress. And how do I get out of that? And how do I like help my nervous system feel calm enough that I can like get out of that?
Yeah.
And that kind of was like the catalyst that got me to learning all of these different things. So grad school, and then looking into like the IHP integration certification that I've gone through the last couple of years, really like incorporates mind body wellness in the best way. It's looking at what is your body going through, like basically functional medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, traditional Chinese. There's like 7 different things that it incorporates, that when we look at helping someone, it's not just like one and done. It's like the whole person, and how do we help every aspect of their life.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
It's a personal story. And but would you say, looking back, did you recognize times in your life that you felt signs of that? Would you say you've always been this overachiever, and then you always run yourself through the ground and like burn out, and then would you say you've seen signs growing up of that, and then you later realized that? Yeah,
I very much was always that way growing up. But it was never a problem because I was at home and my mom was making sure that I ate or I was like having balance in other ways. But I think what changed was I didn't have all of those other areas of support. And so that's when it kind of crashed and burned. Now, when I go through periods of high stress, because that still happens, I notice like I start to feel it in my body a little bit more. And so that now I have the knowledge of it and I'm a little bit more aware. So I make sure that I'm eating nourishing foods. I'm making sure that I'm taking time to be with friends. Those like protective factors that help when you go through periods of survival mode again, or like high stress, because sometimes we can't get out of those. But I can look into it with a lens of, okay, this is happening. Now, how can I support myself to be able to like go through it better? And that's changed a ton.
Awesome. Yeah. I guess we, through years of experience, we finally started noticing how we react to stress and different situations, right? Yeah. So you saying you're very overachiever, right?
Yes, I'm also working on that.
I think we're all working on that. But we just, so 2026, beginning of the year, people are like looking at their past, the year that has gone through, what they want to achieve. How has your goal setting journey been so far? Yeah, it's changed a lot. Because I used to be so type A driven, it was like, okay, I have this huge list of things that I want to accomplish that I know will change my life. And so like,
here we are. January 1st, I'm going to like list out all of them.
Yeah.
And then, 2 months later, I'd get burnt out. Like, well, I have no energy. I can't do any of it.
Huge list. And you just.
Yeah. And so what shifted is, and there's a couple different methods that I've gone through. One of it was just like, well, I'm going to set a word for the year. And that word is going to kind of be my focus and how it influences everything. So one year the word was intention. And I have friends that have done this, and their word is like believe or seek or accept. And that can change how they like go into experiences. And it's really neat to put a word out that kind of brings that energy into your life. Another thing that the biggest goal change actually was a book called The 12-Week Year. And we've kind of referenced that. But I like that one because it still is looking at how to get your goals done. Like really goals are about what do you want in your life and what do you need to do to get there.
Yeah.
But the 12-week year for me was helpful because it breaks things out into quarters. So rather than saying I need to get 5 big goals done in a year, we're looking at 12 weeks. We're looking at, if we start in January, it'd be January, February, March. And so that was kind of like a relief to me to say, okay, if I, in the midst of starting a business, we'll do business goals. Rather than like all of those things that we know go into creating a business, I can say, in this quarter, I want to make sure I get a new like offering out or a new website up. So then you kind of back into it as what do I need to be doing like each month to help achieve that goal, and then within that month, like what do I need to do kind of like weekly and daily to help stay on track.
Yeah.
And that granularity might be a lot for some people. And you can adjust it, but I think what was helpful is that it helps create a benchmark of, I want to get this done, and it helps me have a check-in point of like, okay, maybe I have a few days that I can like take off, but ultimately like I'm trying to build this thing. So that model has shifted a lot, been really helpful for me.
You adapt it to your own kind of needs and
Yeah.
So would you say you have a vision for like the end of that quarter, and then you kind of work backwards? Is that would you put it that way?
Yes, that's a good way of putting it.
Okay. And you've mentioned a few mistakes that people make while setting goals. What are some other mistakes you feel like people have gone through as they're setting goals?
Yeah. I've talked to a lot of friends about this actually, because everyone kind of experiences things differently. And maybe mistake is too harsh of a word, but I think sometimes when you look at January 1st as like everyone is setting New Year's resolutions and I need to set one because I know someone's going to ask me about it, that in and of itself can kind of be pressure. And if there's no intention behind your goal, if there's no like reason for setting it other than like culturally everyone is setting it,
think for other people.
I think it is probably a little bit harder for you to have the like, oh yeah, that actually is important to me. I want to do this. So looking at goals as to like what's going to be important for you and why is it important for you is probably key. And why is this a goal in the first place for you? Like weight loss goals are huge in January. It's a very big,
gyms are full, people signing up and going.
And I don't know the stats on it, but I do know that it's usually like day 1 it's full, and then within like 2 months it's like dropped back to normal. So maybe finding ways of like, if health is a goal of yours, do you like the gym, or would you rather go like walking outside, or like finding what's going to work for you in that category still, but it doesn't have to just be the gym. I saw this post actually that I loved. This gentleman in California had a weight loss goal, but rather than spending money on a gym, he bought a pass to Disneyland and walked around Disneyland.
Interesting,
So it was really cool because he was getting to see like the joy of other people going to Disneyland and like first timers, and just Disneyland is fun.
You get the energy of the place.
And he could weirdly, like the cost of a gym pass for a year where he was at and a Disneyland pass was like equivalent,
Really?
which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a really cool way of like still going about his goals, but doing it in a way that worked for him.
Mm-hmm. So did he like Disneyland? Like he was a big fan then, or?
I think so. I mean, I don't know him personally, but
I was gonna say like, so is him like tying to something he really liked, he really enjoyed, right? Mm-hmm. So let's pick a goal or something like just to help the audience. Let's say a health goal. How would you start like doing that quarterly goal? Walk us through like the process.
Like the 12-week year process?
Yeah, let's start with like maybe focusing on January until March. How would you sit down and write down, okay, well, how does that process look like for you?
Yeah, okay. So I'm not a personal trainer, so I'll take this more from the approach of something I do know about within like the trying to find a root cause issue. So say you are trying to figure out what is your health issue. You know that maybe there's something wrong. So truthfully, I would like connect with a health coach or start looking into it and say within 3 months, I want to understand what I'm experiencing. So, or we'll say, I know that I need to change XYZ to help with this goal or with my root cause issue. We'll say it is weight loss because that's an easier one to talk about. What I would say is like, okay, in March, my goal is to have an improved feeling in my body because I never want to say like you have to lose X, Y, like you lose how many pounds.
So you don't focus on the outcome, like numbers, but you focus on like the person you want to be, or is that how it works? Yeah.
Yes. I think for me, it's been more about like, how do I want to feel?
Yeah.
And for other people, it is like, I want to lose 10 pounds. But for me, what I've found is like, if I can envision the feeling of the future person I want to be, if I want to feel like I have more energy, or I want to not even just feel like it, that I do have more energy, or I have more capacity, or some of my friends that have children, it's like, I want to have energy to play with my kids. I want to personally have energy to be able to like climb a mountain without my heart freaking out. So what do I need to do to get that? Actually, that was one of mine, was hiking.
Okay.
So that my heart...
You're a big hiker?
Yeah. And okay, so what I did is I looked at kind of like where I was at physically. Could I go on an elliptical for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, and kind of like build up that increase. So then I would set goals around monthly. Do I want to be able to like hike 10 miles, 5 miles, 3 miles, and back into it that way? The other thing, so what I do personally is like, I try and have like 2 goals in a quarter.
Okay.
Just
different areas of... Okay.
Yeah, because I want to balance it out. So looking at usually a health goal, but also like a finance goal, or some people are wanting to get on top of their money management, or a good one for me has been like connecting with friends. And not that I'm saying like you have to have a check mark of like, I reached out to my friend today, but it's more the vision of like, I want to reconnect with my deep friends. And so my goal is to have like a monthly like dinner and have a few people over, and we're like connecting and bonding. And so throughout the month, that's me thinking about, oh, like I want to be more intentional about sending texts when I think about someone. Or for Christmas cards this year, I've written them out and like mailed hand cards.
So be more intentional.
Yeah.
Maybe quality over quantity for sure, right?
Yeah. I think something important that I've learned when I've been talking to other people is that as you kind of like start to figure out what is important for you with goal setting, that it's really about like the daily small things that you can do. So I heard this somewhere, and I can't quote who said it, but like consistency compounds. And we know that that's true with like finances and like the financial market, but it's equally true for what we do every day.
Right.
And hearing it that way like really changed it for me. So if you are even just like reading if you have a 300-page book and you read like 10 minutes a day, you'll finish it within the month. Oh, and
breaking it down, you just like,
and so it's an interesting thing because some people feel overwhelmed by daily tasks, but I think if you do it for 21 days, whatever it is, it starts to become secondary to your day.
Yeah.
So you can go about you can just kind of like start accumulating these little things that you do every day to ultimately create the best day.
Yeah.
Like your best life.
I love that. I think you mentioned like what you just said last, because it's focusing on what brings you happiness, what a good day for you would look like.
Yeah.
And also I think Atomic Habits talks about the identity factor.
Yeah.
Which, if you start with the identity, what kind of person do I want to be? What kind of, like state of mind I want to be.
Yeah.
And then think about that area. Let's say if it's health related, what kind of person? Then you attach it to like, okay, I want to be a healthy person. So what would a healthy person, what kind of habits would they adopt, right? Like maybe they'll take the stairs more, or they'll avoid sugar, stuff like that. So I think,
drink more water.
Yeah, drink more water.
Yeah.
So I think, adopting that identity and thinking like that kind of person, right? It's something really, really key. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
How would you compare, like, let's say, a healthy goal and a unhealthy goal? Like, how do they look like? What are the differences? Right. Yeah.
Oh, like a really easy example is, if we come back to health and weight, is I want to lose 15 pounds because I want to look like this other person.
Yeah.
Versus I want to lose the weight that will get my body to where it feels the best. And I don't know what that number is right now. And that's why, like, working with a health coach or working with like a trainer that can really look at like muscle mass, body mass, like those sorts of things would be really helpful in, like, what are you trying to optimize for? Do you want to live a longer life? Are you trying to optimize for strength training or weight loss or longevity? And those are different ways to look at like your long-term goal. Like what ultimately are you trying to live for?
Yeah.
I think an unhealthy goal is often, we see it in our society all the time, comparison is your goal because you want to be better than someone else.
Yeah.
And it's tricky. You feel kind of called out sometimes. I catch myself of like, oh, actually, like, I don't really want this new wardrobe. I don't really want this new car, but I see someone else enjoying it. And so coming back to like, what are my values? What do I care about? Is important.
Yeah, especially with social media these days.
Yeah.
It's comparison over comparison. Like, we see people
Yeah.
on their vacations and like enjoying different material things, right? And I think it's key that we go back to our values, like you said. Is there any exercise that you go through to like identify those values?
Yeah, actually, in positive psychology, there's a practice called, it's like writing your eulogy, or another way to look at it is like writing your legacy. So you envision yourself at the end of your life and looking back, what are the things that you are most proud of? And that could be a wide range of things, but it often exposes like, no, I really value family relationships or whatever it is. And for me personally, I did this practice and I went through of like, okay, I'm at the end of my life. What are the things that I'm grateful for? What are the things that I miss? What are the things that I wish that I either had done more of, or am so grateful that I did? And it was neat because that propelled me into like, when I moved back to Utah, I'd been living out of state. Part of the reason I came back was that I really valued family relationships and wanted to be around family more, to work on them and build them up and deepen them.
Yeah.
As well as like deeper friendships and building up my community. And all of those things have in one way or another impacted the decisions that I've continued to make of why do I stay in the job I'm at, or building this wellness business up. And there's a lot of really great, I think, nuggets of truth that you can pull from yourself when you do that experience.
Yeah. I think also like looking back at your life, what are the times that brought you joy, right? Like, let's say you maybe your family and you miss that, and what are some things you want to bring back, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So we touched a little bit on stress
Yeah.
and burnout. You share a little bit of experience. How, what are some signs that, as people are going through their goals and really striving to achieve their best, what are some signs that people should be looking out for?
Yeah.
And how can they, maybe we could go on into like stress management skills and things that people could do.
So one thing, I'm not a therapist, so just that caveat out here.
From your experience. Yeah.
Yes. There is a difference between like chronic stress, high stress, and burnout. So just some definitions, high level definitions.
Helpful.
Burnout is often thought of as like too much is happening. And usually it is on the, like, you've been stressed for a while and there is a lot, but burnout is actually when like you have too little, right? There's like too little hope, too little energy or capacity. And burnout is often like, I just don't care anymore. And you start to like really disconnect from things. So that's important to recognize, is that when you're feeling kind of like hopeless and burnt out and no energy for things, that we do need to look at what's causing the stress and eliminate it. But that's a really important time to be with friends and your social support community and family that can help like remind you of hopeful things and bring light into your life. For me, what I notice when I start to feel stressed is literally like in my, like the pit of my stomach, like I feel the cortisol, I feel those like hormones, stress hormones start to sit there, because that's part of just how my body reacts. There's a lot of really great accounts that I can we can drop
share,
in that walk through a lot of the like body and physical reactions, but because everyone kind of reacts differently. For me, it's like a lot of eye twitching. Eye twitching, like insomnia is one. All of these kind of have multifaceted causes, but what you can do about it is when you start to like recognize like, hey, like my body's really tense, or like my shoulders are always like up in my ears, or I just like my voice gets really high. Like it's that kind of like mind-body connection is fascinating, but there's a lot of free things you can do. Some free things you can do are like go outside in the morning, first thing, get some morning sun, stand in the grass, ground, take some deep breaths. Those are really easy things you can do that are free, that just like help you like, oh yeah, I'm good where I'm at right now, and now I can go forward into my day. Another thing that we do this at work is what I call booster breaks. It's just like 5 minutes, kind of like stepping away from your computer, stretching your body, moving your body, and we'll like alternate whether we do like some squats or we'll like go on a water break or do little things like that just like help you like, oh yeah, we're all good. Like things are okay. I can now like reboost my energy, creativity, and then go back with renewed focus. And that, once again, can kind of look different, whether like you're a Sudoku person or a crossword or like drawing and creative, that can just help you like, okay, I need to switch my focus to something, take a breath, recenter, and go back to like what I need to focus on. It's amazing how much that does help you calibrate your stress.
Yeah, that's incredible. People talk about like touching grass or
no, it's a real thing. It's such a real thing.
That's so funny. Can you talk more like how can like you pay attention to your body instantly or through time, short amount of time, change your mood or how you maybe perceive situations? Like how does that work for you?
It is a learned skill for me. And so I would say that one thing anyone can do anywhere is what's called a body scan. And that is, I wouldn't do it while driving. Just that caveat. Would be to like sit in your body, and you can close your eyes or not, but just kind of like breathe in and mentally kind of like go through like your body and see like, are there any areas of like of like tension or stuckness or heaviness? And this does like verge on the, like some people are like, this is a little woo-woo.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is made up of energy.
Yeah.
So essentially, like if you're helping your body feel seen and processed, then you might be able to like clear out that stuck energy.
Yeah.
So I do that not as often as I should, but it's very helpful to be intentional with my own body and be aware of like, oh, I didn't realize I was like holding on to that comment. Or, I mean, one thing we often do is we get stuck on like, oh, someone cut me off in traffic.
Yeah,
and
traffic.
We don't let that
stress high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the day of an average American is, and probably an average Brazilian,
is
massively filled with like stressful events. Like your boss emails you and you feel stressed all of a sudden, or getting cut off in traffic. And the way you can let that go is your ability to let that go greatly reduces your buildup of chronic stress.
Yeah. I love what you said. I thinking about stress at work. I often think about my manager. There's a lot of feedback, and maybe the times that feedback are shared, they're not the greatest, and you feel stressed, you feel that tension, you feel like, I can't do this, or like, you almost take it personally, right? Like there's something wrong with me. And something that's helped me with like therapy is just bringing that perspective.
Right.
And kind of like judging your thoughts, like, okay, is this right? Like, can I think about times in my life where I have overcome stress or I have been successful?
Yeah.
And show the evidence of like, this is not personal. I've been successful. Look, all these evidences. And then maybe, there are times in life where you've had difficult times, but like really thinking about the times where you have overcome challenging things, really. Yeah.
No, I love that. Creating like an evidence log of what is true for you.
What is truth, yeah.
And that can be the same in work of like, I have evidence that I'm really good at what I do.
Yeah.
Or if you are going through, if it's more like on the emotional side of like, I have evidence that like I do have friends and I have people that enjoy me and I have really good relationships. Or on the business side of, I am great at doing business. Like creating an evidence log for yourself that you can go back to when you're in like a down moment is so helpful.
For sure. Thanks for sharing that. I think a good lesson of this section of our conversation about stress, would you say, is like thinking that stress is normal, right? Stress is part of you going through challenging things.
Yes.
And we should embrace challenge, right? Like we should embrace, because there's no growth in the comfort zone, right?
Right.
But stress, like paying attention to our body to notice when stress is too much, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned a few tools that are really helpful on an everyday basis. Are there any other tools that you feel like all people should do that, like every day, that has worked for you?
Oh.
Like non-negotiables, like I do this every day in my life and it's really paid its dividends.
Yeah, it's gonna sound funny. I first thing in the morning jump like 100 times.
100 times, yeah.
This is just on the ground. It's not on a rebounder. It's no special tools. I've started doing this recently, and it is like there's a lot of health benefits, like lymphatic drainage, but it just is like already like I'm getting that stress out of my body. So that I would say, if you're feeling stressed, it doesn't have to be in the morning. Just like jump. Like let it out of your body. There's a lot of research around that, actually. There's a book called Zebras Don't Get Ulcers.
Okay, I've never heard of that book. That's an interesting title.
I know, it's fascinating. It's about the difference between like animals, like a zebra getting chased by a lion. As soon as it's out of that like stress situation, that fight or flight, it will lay down on the ground and like shake and get the like cortisol and stress hormones out of its body. And then it goes back and it forgot that it was like in a fight for its life. And it is just normal. And they don't have like long-term issues. So if we could be a little bit more like that. Another thing is food. Like food can be medicine, of like getting nourishing food. If you are I've been in periods of my life where I've been in survive mode of like lots of family members with cancer and short-term care and hospice, that I was like, I don't have capacity for a lot, but I know that I need to eat something. So like eating high nourishing foods, if you're under a lot of stress, because your body uses so much energy, your brain uses a lot of energy when you're stressed.
Right.
So yeah, I would say making sure that you're drinking good water and eating good food.
So that diet, how does it look like? Is it more concentrated on protein or?
Once again, I think that there's some pretty general things we can say based off of each person's like biology and physiology.
Yeah.
The exacts are going to be a little bit different, but more fats and omegas, omega-3s, things that fuel your brain.
Oh yeah, that's interesting point, because fats, they help with like the brain cells, right? Like, and connections.
Also anything that like supports your adrenals, because that's what is pumping out the different hormones.
Okay.
So there's some adrenal cocktails, if you will, that I think we can drop some recipes, but it's really just a mixture of like a fat, a salt, in like a pineapple juice. So it's like a pineapple juice, coconut milk or coconut fat, and like some salt. There's probably some more science behind it, and that's been very helpful though, to just like drink that if I'm feeling stressed in addition to the other things.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a little mix of when you notice certain signs, you then combat with foods or different habits.
Also, like warm showers and baths. I would say if you're under a period of high stress, like I love cold plunging.
Yeah, great.
It's very
benefits,
popular,
right? Yeah.
but if you're under high stress or in survival state, maybe like back off of that a little bit, because it's going to be activating that response in your body even more. So giving your body a little bit of a break and maybe doing the saunas instead to really help soothe would be better for that period.
I think that's a great example of like not being the extremes. There are benefits on both sides, right? And maybe there are times in your life where cold sauna or cold plunge is beneficial, and then a sauna is like, okay, I need this.
Yeah.
Right? Or hot shower.
Getting
warm
sleep
shower.
also, I need to add
Sleep,
in there. Huge. And that's so hard, because usually when you're stressed, you are not sleeping.
Yeah.
So chicken and the egg, getting better sleep will help you be less stressed, but getting there.
Are there any tips on like sleep hygiene that you think like people should do that and it will improve their life 100%?
If you can, like get a cold room. I know in the winter it's less ideal to have a cold room when it's cold outside, but your body is able to stay in a deeper sleep if it's colder. I got nice sheets. Like I made my room something that I enjoy going to sleep in.
Okay, yeah.
So that was helpful. I don't know if that's like a need for everyone.
Like you look forward to.
Yes.
Because you enjoy, and the sheets are nice, you enjoy it. Yeah.
As much as you can, like eliminating distractions. So if you're working in your room, it's going to be a lot harder for your brain to say like,
to separate
work and sleep here. Like if you can, I know that's not always possible, but maybe if you have to work in your room, like put up a room divider or something to like visually distinguish, this is sleep room or this is sleep time. I have a whole routine that I don't do every night, but it's trained my body enough that like when I start that routine, I notice that I start to get more tired. So that can be just a habit that gets built up. So for me, that's like starts with my face washing routine.
So you tell your body that's, hey, it's time to sleep. You have that habit. Okay.
I think I've done it enough that my body is trained like, okay, this means that I'm on my way to sleep and I can start to wind down. I'm not going to be like kicking up into high gear.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah, some people talk about like blackouts, curtains. A darker room.
I have a mask. The curtains probably work well for other people. I know that like people that have shift hours, like work at night, that can be very hard to find a dark room. Okay,
that's awesome. Well, I love all those tips and but thanks so much for your time. To finish, can you share like a message for the audience, for people if they're feeling overwhelmed right now and they want to start the year, they want to change their lives? What's like a a takeaway that people can have at this time?
I would say, as much as you can, not be overwhelmed with things. The way I would go about that is just like taking each day as it comes. I know that seems trite, but just like taking a breath and knowing that you are in the right place at the right time, and then going about as much as you can creating intention for your life and what you want. And hopefully that helps you not be overwhelmed because you're going into it with what's actually like coming from your heart.
Beautiful. Love it. Thank you. I know a lot of people will relate to that, and they I think we need that reminder of be kinder to ourselves, right? And understand that it's a process, that we are human beings and we're doing better than we think we are.
Yeah, we really are.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Julie, for coming today. Where can people find you? We'll put those in the description. But,
of course. I'm online at Julianne Rose Wellness. Website will be active later this month, and I'm on Instagram.
Awesome. So we'll put that in the description along with all the resources that we mentioned here throughout the show. So thanks for your time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.
Thank you.